Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here. And on Chucky release day, they had a live dev stream before Chucky came out. And they went over about 6 months of future plans that they're going to have for the game and let us in on the developer roadmap and things that they're going to change. And I had a few people ask me to cover some of these small segments that they did on that live stream. So we're going to talk about that here today. And the devs tweeted out about it as a reminder in case you missed it with a link to that part of the live stream. It was towards the end of the live stream and really coming up towards crunch time when Chucky was releasing. So they condensed it into about 6 minutes. It's not very long, but we'll go ahead and look at it here. We're looking ahead at some of the live updates the team will be working on for the next 6 months. As always, timelines might change, but we'll keep you updated as we progress. Yeah, that was a disclaimer they put in here. That, you know, plans, things happen, things might change. So this is what they have planned, but it's not set in stone here. So these are the upcoming live updates from January 2024 until the anniversary in June here. So the first part here, this is the January to March section here, is the FOV slider. So this changes to the field of view. This is an accessibility issue for some people who get motion sickness. So this will allow you to either narrow or widen your focus, give you a little more peripheral vision or less peripheral vision, figure out what is right for you, that FOV slider. Then they also said they're going to have a solution for 3-gen strategy, that the game will be able to detect killers who are only guarding a 3-gen area. I don't know what that means. That's kind of scary for me. I don't think this is a big problem, really. It's ever since they changed the Skull Merchant, I didn't think this was a big issue. But they talked about how this can make games go on much longer. So it sounds like games are going to go very quickly. I don't know what will happen here. If it's going to be the entity will magically pluck a gen out of the 3-gen and swap it for a gen that's already completed. I don't know what is going to happen with all of that. But some solution for the 3-gen strategy is coming. Then for killer updates, we have the Onryo, the Sadako, the Hillbilly, and they're going to address the Blight add-on. So for the Onryo, which she just got reworked, they said that a lot of people are really playing a condemned playstyle with her, and we're not seeing a whole lot of hooking going on, and I completely agree. I'm actually amazed. I thought when this update came out that we were going to be flooded with oodles and oodles of Onryos to face because she's really difficult to play against to avoid getting condemned in her new playstyle here. So they said they want to get her a little bit back towards her traditional playstyle and combat that easy condemn playstyle. So they're going to tweak her there. Then the Hillbilly, it sounds like they're going to address the overheat mechanic for the chainsaw. I hardly see any Hillbillies anymore, and I think it was a shame. Most people are absolutely destroyed over how he got gutted, and they just don't play him anymore. I want to see the Hillbilly come back into the game. So they're going to address some of his problems, the things that made people toss him in the waste bin, and bring him back and get him back out there in the fog. So I'm happy to see that. And then they are going to address the Blight add-ons, which he has like 4 or 5 really strong add-ons that have been allowed to continue in the game for so long that I questioned whether the Blight had some compromising photos of devs that he was using for blackmail to make sure that his kit never got touched, because it was amazing how all of his best add-ons just stayed the way they were. So you can be sure that that is going to be a nerf. So a change for Onryo, a buff for Hillbilly, and a nerf for Blight in my estimation here. Then we're going to have some updates to some perks. Save the best for last. That's probably going to get nerfed. Grim Embrace, I know you don't remember what that is either, neither do I. So basically, if the killer hooks all 4 survivors, they get tokens, and then it'll cut off the gens for 40 seconds. That's probably going to be a buff. Quick Gambit, you don't know what that is either. Nobody uses that. That's Vittorio's perk, where if he runs by a generator that's being worked on, the repair rate increases. But who's running by gens that you're trying to get? You're running away from the gens you're trying to get, right? So that perk's probably going to be changed. And then the Shadowborn and Monitor and Abuse, those 2 perks affect the field of view. So since we're going to have a field of view slider, then it doesn't really make sense for those components to still be in those perks, because you can just change the field of view you have with your slider. You don't need these perks to do it. A lot of Blights and nurses would use the Shadowborn for that field of view. So those are going to be changed. All right, that's the plans between January and March. And then from March and April, they're going to update the status of Mangled. They're going to change this a little bit to address survivor frustrations. You also see at the bottom that they have Sloppy Butcher is going to be a perk update, probably coupled with that change to Mangled. We'll see how that's all going to work, but probably going to be nerf to Mangled if I had to guess. And then we have a slew of killer tweaks here. Look at this. This is amazing that there are 6 killers on the list that are going to be changed. The Hag, the Pig, the Huntress, the Demogorgon, the Clown, and the Doctor. I can't imagine what they're going to be. I'm most interested to see what they do with the Doctor, because he has sat stagnant for quite some time. Probably maybe the longest of all of these characters here, because we got quicker reload times for Huntress. I think everybody else has had something done to them besides the Doctor here. So I'm very curious to see what goes on. The Hag, she's had some add-ons changed. The Pig is going to be a nerf, right? No. That's always the joke, nerfing the Pig. So she's probably getting a buff. Very interested to see what they're going to do with those 6 killers. So that's your March and April updates. And then lastly, we have the April and June quality of life and gameplay improvements. So bloodweb improvements. I don't know exactly what this entails. One thing that they did say they were going to do is if you buy a brand new character now, you can't use the quick buy blood button on the middle of the bloodweb until you get that character to Prestige 1, which is very annoying for people who have been playing the game for a long time. So they said they're going to remove that. As long as you have previously prestiged any character in your game, when you buy a brand new character, you will have that quick buy button in the middle of brand new characters that you buy on their bloodweb. So that much I know for sure is planned. And beyond that, I don't know what else they're going to do for bloodweb improvements. Perk updates, they're going to most likely nerf Ultimate Weapon. That's the Xenomorphs perk, where when you open a locker and you enter that character's terror radius, you scream and then you have blindness for a certain amount of time. That's probably going to be nerfed. And Decisive Strike, I would imagine, is going to be buffed, which a lot of people will be happy to hear that. So I don't think you can nerf Decisive Strike anymore, can you? Gotta be a buff for Decisive Strike. And then finally, we've been waiting forever for this. The Twins is scheduled for this killer update, and they said it's going to be a power rework for Charlotte and Victor. So I'm very eager to see what that all looks like. But that's what they've got here. I'll have a link to the specific part of the dev stream. Like I said, it's only about 6 or 7 minutes long. My video here was probably longer, honestly, because they were up against the wall of the Chucky release at noon. So they didn't go into massive details on any of this. But if you want to hear it straight from the dev's mouth, I'll have the link in the first pinned comment and the description of the video. You can go straight over to Twitch and watch those 6 or 7 minutes of the devs talking about all these upcoming live updates. That's all I have for you today. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate the time you spend here with me on my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the channel a ton. And I want to hear what you think about all this stuff. Let me know what is you're looking forward to the most in these changes, or what has your, the hair standing up on the back of your neck that you can't believe they're going to change something. Let me know all of that. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this, as always. Don't forget to take care of each other in and out of the fog, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. It's a Gen Rush life for us. It's a Gen Rush life for us. Set a hiding, we do gens. Set a randoms, we got friends. It's a Gen Rush life.